Hi everyone, this is no joke. You can actually get your US green card in 26 months if you do all the right things and follow my advice I'm about to give in this video. So make sure you listen until the end so you don't miss any important information. This video is mainly for business owners who want to get their green card by expanding their business to the United States. The video may not be relevant to you otherwise. Okay, so let's dive right in and see what this is all about. When people wanted something that's close proximity to the United States, they wanted easier access into the US, do business with the US, they thought of Canada first because it's simpler and faster to get to Canadian PR versus getting a US green card, or so they thought. Canada's ICT program, as many of you are aware, was an excellent option for many people to consider, as the ICT work permit eventually gave the additional 50 or 200 points to get Canadian PR after 1 year of working in Canada. This was a much easier option for people to consider and supposedly easier than going to the United States. And of course, the Canadian PR and citizenship offers free healthcare, which was a huge plus for many. And there was also this free trade with the US, which made it easier to set up business in Canada through the ICT route and then do business across the border. Also, the path to the US green card was and is often misunderstood, so many people consider the easier Canadian route into the US. You know, the path of least resistance and all. But as of March 25th, 2025, this no longer is the case. The 50 or 200 points are no longer given to ICT work permit holders, means getting Canadian PR through the ICT work permit is no longer an option at this time. Not just this, we all know about the trade war happening between Canada and the United States now. So do you really want an indirect route to the US at this point? All of this presents a huge problem for many people who came to Canada on their ICT work permits hoping to get Canadian PR and do business with the US easily, but are now stuck as they don't qualify for PR anymore. And even if they did, doing business with the US just got a whole lot more difficult. As a side note, you have to know this. In Canada, any program that goes from temporary to permanent is a challenge, as the way the programs are structured, it's tied to the points system mostly, or provincial policies, which are all subject to change at any time, and it's always a hit or a miss. The equivalent of Canada's ICT program in the US is called the L1 visa, also called the L1 intra-company transfer program. The L1A visa is for senior level executives and L1B is for specialized knowledge workers. In this video, I'll focus more on just the L1A visas for executives and business owners. I talk about the L1 visa now as in the absence of ICT work permit to PR option in Canada, this L1 visa is going to be your ticket to one of the easiest and fastest ways to get the US green card through the EB1C permanent residency program. And I'll explain how this works. Now, this is very simple. If you have a successful business outside the US, you can simply incorporate a subsidiary or affiliate of that business in the US, and through this entity, you can apply for the L1 visa, which allows you to operate this new US expansion of your business. So you operate this business for 1 year, and then you can apply to extend this L1 visa first. And then once you pass the 12-month mark, you can apply for permanent residency. Now, the one thing US does that Canada doesn't do is to charge more for faster processing. The US is truly a capitalistic economy. You can apply for premium processing that'll get you the L1 in around just 15 to 20 calendar days. And when you complete the 1 year under L1, you can apply for premium processing again for permanent residency application, which gets processed in just 45 days. You have to pay more for this, obviously, but it is worth it if you have a solid hold on all your documents and forms and there are no known complexities to your application premium processing can actually work very well. Now, I'll give a breakdown of the fee soon. It'll be subject to change, and it depends on when you watch this video. But I'll leave the links in the description below so you can check the accurate fees at the time of your application. So how do you know if you qualify for the L1 visa? There are 3 pillars we need to look at, and each of these pillars have their own set of requirements, which I'll explain. The 3 main pillars are A, your current business, which will become the parent company to the US company we will establish. B, the eligibility of the applicant for whom we are applying the L1 for. And finally, C, the requirements of the US company. Now, let's look at each of these sections in more detail. Now, let's look at the eligibility for the international business, also called the parent company or your current business. And this is no exhaustive list on this slide, but I'm trying to give you an idea on what type of business can qualify to apply for this L1 visa for their employees or the business owner. So your business needs to have a multinational presence, or you must serve clients across the globe. When I say multinational presence, I mean you must have your company set up in at least one other country in addition to your home country and the United States. Or you should have a business where you're catering to a wide market in multiple countries, but you only have your incorporation in one country, but this is still okay. Your business must be doing very well, at least for 2 consecutive years. Now, doing well is very subjective. You can say revenues of at least around 500,000 USD per year as an absolute minimum. Your business cannot be a one-person operation. You must have employees, and you must be able to provide an org chart for your company. You must also be able to provide audited financial statements, and you must continue to have this business in operation. You cannot shut it down as you are now moving this business to the US. The L1 visa is given primarily based on the relationship between the parent company and the US company. So this is very important. And of course, you need to provide all your business registration documents. For this, your business obviously needs to be a formal entity. Now let's look at the applicant eligibility criteria. The most important thing is that the applicant for whom we are applying the L1 visa needs to have worked at the parent company for at least 1 full year. If the company in the US is a startup, then the first person coming through the L1 visa must have executive or managerial experience to set up and scale the new US operations. This person must be able to prove work experience and involvement in the business. This is usually done via pay stubs or bank statements where income is credited, and social media handles such as LinkedIn profile, etc. will be checked to ensure genuineness of the applicant's experience. Another important factor is that the wage for the new role for the applicant needs to be equal to or more than the mean wage as per the location of work. For example, if you take a software developer, the SOC code is 151252. If you want to check what the mean wage for this SOC code is, go to this website. I'll leave it in the description below. Enter the SOC code and the location of work, and it'll show you the mean wage on the right-hand side. For a software developer in Los Angeles, for example, the mean wage is $72.97 per hour. There is no language or minimum education requirements for this, which is a great thing. But if you do have good education, ensure you showcase it in the application by providing proof of education certificates. Now let's quickly cover the US company requirements. When you are incorporating the US entity, you need to ensure it's set up as a subsidiary or an affiliate of the parent company. If you don't know what a subsidiary or an affiliate setup is, I've talked about it in my other videos and you can check them out. But for now, quickly, a subsidiary is the best setup as your parent company will own 100% shares in your US company. When you have individual owners in both parent and US companies, then you can term it as an affiliate entity. You must absolutely prove this relationship to USCIS to get your L1 visa approved. You must provide your articles of incorporation. You must secure an office space within the first year. And you must have a very well explained business plan that talks about the first 5-year plan for your new US company and an exit strategy for the L1 application, as L1 is a temporary transfer of an employee to the US and cannot have any hints of dual intent while applying. I still have to talk about the cost of the L1 application, which I'll get to in just a bit. But before that, you see so many companies online assisting with L1 visas. But why must you choose to work with us? Well, having handled hundreds of ICT cases in Canada and successful L1 cases in the United States, we are well positioned to assist you with your L1 visa. We have a multi-jurisdictional business and we cater to our global business and investor clients. My name is Priya and I'm the founder of Blue Water Immigration. We are a boutique immigration consulting firm headquartered in Toronto, Canada, and we serve clients across the globe. We specialize in business and investor immigration and offer several residency and citizenship by investment programs worldwide. In simple words, you will be in great hands. Now here is a list of government fees to apply for your L1 visa and then applying for your permanent residency through the EB1C category. Now I'll have to take the time and explain this EB1C category in another video, and I'll do that as soon as I can. So like mentioned on this slide, you can expect the entire application to cost around $9,150 USD. And this is with priority processing, and I have not included any of the other family members. Now, premium processing is, of course, an optional thing, but like I said, it may help in significantly speeding things up for you. It's not necessary that they have to approve you. It just speeds up the application review process. I'll also leave a link in the description below that'll give accurate information on current government fees. So if you are ready to take the next step for your L1A visa, go ahead and book your consultation with us. The booking link can be found in the description below. When you click on it under General Consultation, you will find the USA L1 visa intra-company transfer option. Hope you found this video helpful and that you had a few good takeaways. I do try to make my videos as informative as possible. Thanks for watching and good luck.